Rude Foods with John Boner will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you the following special program.
Hi, I'm Ashley Bottoms, coming to you live from Watertown's beautiful Palatial Theater. Welcome to Watch This. You can get reviews for first-round movies just about anywhere. But nowadays, who's got $10 to go to the movies? $20 if you're going to splurge on a soda and popcorn. Well, certainly not me. That's why everything you're going to see here today is available to rent. So, kick back and make yourself comfortable. Microwave some popcorn. Grab that favorite drink as we get ready to take you to the movies.
How's this for a change? Able Edwards is a slow, low-budget film with stiff, even wooden performances, dry dialogue, iffy editing, but you want to see it. You really do. Now, it's not unusual for even the best of films to have their share of flaws. It's just as common for the worst of movies to have their bright spots. Able Edwards isn't amongst the worst. No, not by a long shot. As flawed as it may be, Able Edwards is conceptually strong, with a good script, touching on a number of pertinent social issues. But that's not why you want to see it. No, you want to see Able Edwards because it's a professional, commercially viable film that a lot of amateurs could duplicate, any wannabe could aspire to make.
Able Edwards, take two.
Okay, future filmmakers, listen up. It all starts with a story, and in that department, Able Edwards wins. Big. Claiming to draw its inspiration from Citizen Kane, and certainly using the Orson Welles masterpiece as a template of sorts, Able Edwards is a thinly veiled take on the life of Walt Disney, only set in the future. The original Edwards, according to the film, was a pioneering artist who invented an iconic cartoon character, just like Disney. He eventually built a corporate empire known in part for its robotics. Disney's early animatronics taken to their logical conclusion.
Now, to accomplish this, we created a new type of animation. So new that we had to invent a new name for it.
The original Edwards is long dead, but the good news is he was frozen, cryogenically preserved, just as urban myth always claimed for Walt Disney. The one twist here being that instead of trying to bring him back to life, the body of Able Edwards is mined for his DNA. See, the company he spawned has saturated its market and stopped growing. So, to revitalize its sales, they cloned the creative genius who gave rise to them in the first place, hoping that when he grew up, he would take the reins and lead them into a new golden age. Or, something like that.
You're a very important person. When you get older, you're going to take over my position and run this massive company. I'll be working for you.
Maybe there's nothing new about the problems with corporate greed, the never-ending growth fallacy, but cloning is fairly new to our social consciousness. And Able Edwards doesn't simply introduce the issue then move on. No, Able Edwards delves fully into the legal and even personal ramifications of cloning. We watch as Edwards struggles to define himself, for example. Yes, he's a copy of the great Able Edwards. He knows this, but he also sees himself as a separate, unique person. The clone can't even draw.
It's the fact that I didn't make this. And it's proof. This is proof that I'm not him. That I'm me. I have my own choices. No, Rosemary, I can't even draw.
Another noteworthy turn is how the new Edwards eventually revitalizes the company. While our Disney and the fictional Able Edwards of the past both made their mark selling fantasy to the masses, the Edwards clone markets reality.
The transit tube platforms between here and Civipod 70, they're packed full of excited people, all waiting to experience for the very first time something absolutely real.
But that's the plot, and as good as it is, it's not necessarily why anyone will want to see this film. Like I said, you're going to want to watch this because this is a film that any amateur can make, and any dreamer or wannabe can aspire to.
Everyone here seems to have forgotten that the Edwards clone and I were married. And I don't care if you made him, because the second he took his first breath, he was his own person. And he was my husband.
Mrs. Edwards.
And I'm entitled to everything that was his.
Mrs. Edwards.
And if he were any other person, we would not be here right now.
Mrs. Edwards, calm down.
Abel Edwards was shot with a camcorder entirely in front of a green screen. This is called chroma keying in the business. Using the chroma key, you can put your actors in any environment, anywhere in the world. Hey look, Stonehenge. I always wanted to see the pyramids. We're back in the 70s. Ooh, the moon. Now, the system is hardly perfect though, especially for low or no budget productions, and often results in anything from a green tint on your actors to a full-blown green halo. Now, editing software usually tackles these issues, but sometimes they can lead to as many problems as they solve. And one cheap and easy workaround is to simply convert your video to black and white, masking the spillage. This is precisely what the makers of Abel Edwards appear to have done for a number of shots, making me wonder if their choice of black and white was a last-minute workaround rather than something that was planned from the start. And speaking of cheap and easy, you can buy a chroma key background, you can book a studio like this one and use theirs, or you can even make your own. Now, I've found people online making their own professional quality screens using everything from bed sheets to paper. Paint, though, is by far the most popular choice. Stopping by a local paint shop here, I had absolutely no problem finding a suitable shade of green, and at up to half the price of the specialty paints. Search online for recommendations on brands and shades. And if you're going to go this route, be careful with your script. You probably want something that reads more like a play than an action movie. Your actors are never really going anywhere. They have to stay in front of the green screen, so even simple action like walking is hard to pull off convincingly. You may have to make the movie you can make, not the one you want to make, but you can definitely make one. Watch Abel Edwards. Be inspired.
Next month, when you're putting in your votes for senator, I want you to think about this. Your lives are a business. And like all businesses, it takes calculated actions to maneuver through it. Sometimes we take risks, but they're always calculated risks.
Do you want to be a part of the show? Do you have a question or a comment? Why not email us at watchthis@email.com. That's watchthis@email.com.
Bluetack is a putty-like adhesive that's popular in the UK. Here to tell us about it, all the way from Herefordshire in the United Kingdom, is Alexander Butler.
Hi guys, so today I wanted to make a video about Bluetack. I don't know anything about Bluetack, however, the camera is currently being supported by Bluetack, which is why it's moving slowly downwards, I think. If I don't rush it, it's going to fall. Hello, the camera is being supported by it because the tripod's a little bit broken. Well, it's got a bit missing. We've got a replacement bit coming in, however it's not here yet, and I wanted to make another video. Remember at primary school there was this one time when everyone was obsessed with Bluetack, I don't know why. It was in year 6, the last year of primary school, and Bluetack was like a currency. People like myself would just come in with a big bodge of Bluetack and you get people to do things for you in return for giving them Bluetack. It was a weird place, my primary school, but it meant that as long as I had Bluetack in, people could tidy my desk up for me, people could like clean my shoes and things, and I'd just give them Bluetack. Of course I need to make a video. There's some Bluetack on my desk. Let's make some Bluetacky stuff. Video. Stuff. And there's an article here, I'm just going to read it. It's about Bluetack being used to make bombs in schools. Teachers at a Scottish primary school have stopped using the adhesive after being told it might explode when stuck to glass. So don't stick Bluetack to glass. There you go, didn't know that, did you? The unique formula makes Bluetack distinct from all the imitations that have attempted to challenge its market dominance. It's like the market is something sort of, their market, damn it! No, that was much funnier in my head. I'll go, after this I'll film a bit of a sketch where I'm beating up a market. Just make a note to do that on Word. Bluetack was invented in 1971, Post-its were invented in 1977, and somehow they managed to invent Post-its by accident. Wikipedia! So you had stick paper to the wall before you had sticky paper to stick to the wall. things you learn every day. And it's raining. Brilliant. Wikipedia. Wikipedia.
Oh boy, yeah. The life of a roofer. Doesn't get much better than this, huh? All my friends are jealous. My buddy Jake, he works at the big office building downtown. He's got to wear like a shirt, tie, most of the time a jacket, every single day of the week, except Fridays. Fridays, they let him wear a polo shirt. But that's Friday. Me? I go sans shirt, without a shirt. 365, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Jakey, he's got to contend with paper cuts, paper cups, paperwork, and some of the most repulsive women either he or I have ever seen. Me? I'm my own boss. I employ myself. I can come and go as I please. It really doesn't get much better than this. The only thing I have to contend with is the potentiality of me being burned alive at any moment. It's those goddamned invisible flying dragons. You know, I've always been one of those guys to say, you know, live and let live, live free or die, free pasta Wednesdays with your student ID, let freedom ring, Friday night, ladies' night, ladies get in free. But seriously, people, somebody's got to do something about this. This is just a little PSA, public service announcement from me to you. Hey, I'm working here.
The Midway Comedy Club, Midway's oldest and third largest nightclub, is proud to present comedic aspirant Jack Rogers.
A man walks into a bar. Ouch! Where does Santa Claus keep all his money? In a snowbank. Why'd the chicken cross the road? Tradition!
Friday and Saturday night only, enjoy the subtle complexities of funny man Jack Rogers.
Good evening, ladies and germs. I just flew in from Cleveland, and boy are my arms tired.
Tickets are only $25, and with group and VIP packages available.
Take my wife, please! What kind of fruit do you find in the ocean? A navel orange. Hey, hello? 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 Is this thing on? Is it on? Hey, is it on?
The Midway Comedy Club, where funny is always on the menu.
Welcome back, Kira Barnum with her latest review.
It's funny how some things just stay with you. There's this cartoon I used to love when I was a kid, and I think I may have even been a preschooler, but I'm not so sure. Anyway, the cartoon was called Kimba the White Lion, and I hadn't seen the show in decades, yet I had no trouble recalling its theme song.
Kimba, who lives down in deepest, darkest Africa? Who's the one who brought the jungle fame? Who's the king of animals in Africa? Kimba the White Lion is his name.
Simple, repetitive to the point of annoyance. I could hear it as clearly in my mind as an adult as I could when it was bellowing from my TV as a kid. For this reason alone, I couldn't resist renting Kimba when I saw that Netflix offered it amongst its anime titles. Once called Japanimation, or Japanation, anime is the distinctive animation imported from Japan. Now, anime is a bit hard to describe. your age weighing in on what exactly constitutes anime, its style. For example, there's Princess Mononoke for the younger crowd, Pokemon going back a little further, Star Blazers for the 30-somethings, and Speed Racer for the older folks. But whatever you think of as anime, its roots in America go back to the mid-1960s with the introduction of such classics as Kimba the White Lion. One of the defining characteristics of early anime was its rather stiff, often seemingly cheap feel, occasionally giving way to an almost surreal poster art quality. In the day and age before computers, when everything had to be drawn by hand, higher quality animation meant a much higher cost. So the studios were often forced to cut corners, resulting in clumsy, choppy movement anchored by a few more detailed pieces of art.
Kimba, 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 Kimba.
Created by Osamu Tezuka, who also created the better-known Astro Boy series, Kimba the White Lion is a strange mix of cutesy children's animation with some serious adult themes. Kimba, as king of the jungle, is a social reformer. He's actively seeking to end the law of the jungle, replacing it with peaceful coexistence, education, and even a vegan restaurant so animals won't eat each other. His model is human society. Well, not human society, the human ideal, meaning the society we dream of one day having, and not our present society with all its predatory flaws, if you'll pardon the expression.
It seems as if the humans have discovered how to make their world a perfectly dreamy place, doesn't it, Kimba?
That's right, but I wouldn't have dreamed it was possible until Roger Ranger and his uncle took me to the World's Fair that time, Geraldine.
Say, everybody, I think the animals could make a better world if they could go and see the World's Fair, too. Don't you?
That's right, Dodie. We're behind the times. We could certainly use some modern improvements here in the jungle.
You've got to remember, although Kimba the White Lion was purchased by NBC as a children's show, it was based on Jungle Emperor, a manga piece created by Osamu Tezuka. Manga is a Japanese comic book or graphic novel. Comics in Japan are as much for an older crowd as they are for young kids, which explains the otherwise confusing injection of heavy concepts into what appears to be a children's Saturday morning cartoon. On the bright side, kids are as fascinated by the idea of talking animals today as they were 40 years ago, so there's a good chance that any young children you know will enjoy Kimba the White Lion without even noticing the social statements. And, of course, any students of anime will want to give this one a look. One last thing. Everyone who watches Kimba the White Lion walks away thinking that they know exactly where Disney got the idea for the Lion King.
Who's the one who brought the jungle fame? Who's the king of animals in Africa? Kimba the White Lion is his name. When we get...
Would you like to join the cast and crew? Or maybe contribute a video of your own? Come on, you know you want to. Email us at watchthis@email.com. That's watchthis@email.com. And we hope to hear from you soon.
Kimba, 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 Kimba. Who lives down in deepest, darkest Africa? Who's the one who brought the jungle fame? Who's the king of animals in Africa? Kimba the White Lion is his name. When we get in trouble and we're in a fight, who's the one who just won't turn and run? Who believes in doing good and doing right? Kimba the White Lion is the one.
A man walks into a psychiatrist's office. Doc, sometimes I feel like a wigwam, and sometimes I feel like a teepee. I get it, the psychiatrist tells him. You're too tense. How about this for bad luck? Last week, I bought a pair of camouflage pants, but I can't find them. Get it? 'Cause they're camouflaged. Did you hear about the fire at the shoe factory? 500 souls were lost. Did you hear the joke about the deaf man? Neither did he. Did you hear about the joke about the deaf man? Neither did he. Did you hear the joke about the deaf man? Neither did he. Here's a new one for you. Hey, why'd the chicken cross the playground? To get to the other slide. Hey, I'm here all week, folks.
Trains! Go travel somewhere else, please. Brilliant.